right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Renwood Street here in the north end of Fall River, right across from Tansy Elementary School. I'm here joined by a great team of partners ranging from the private sector with Mr. Corey here, Mike Corey from Corey Excavating on the left, who's here to help us knock down this building today, which we'll get to in a second, followed by Fire Chief Lynch, the best fire chief in the universe, because he calls us the best fire department on the planet, and he's absolutely right. Councilor Leo Pelletier, who took an interest in this property. Got a lot of calls on this, I know, and happy to have you here by our side as we knock it down. Absolutely. Glenn Hathaway, the man of the hour, the man that basically condemns properties in Fall River and also makes things happen. So he's like the cycle of life. He sees the properties be destroyed and he sees new ones be built. It's like plants.
This is true.
And then we've got Faust from the Faust Fiore from the vacant building team and just the housing team that we have here in Fall River that has been doing a great job cleaning up properties throughout the city and ensuring that vacant properties are either knocked down or rehabbed in the most effective and efficient way. You fielded a lot of calls, particularly about this home behind us, which we are knocking down. And let me tell you a little bit about this. So this home has been here vacant for almost 10 years, here on this corner. It's been a nuisance to the neighborhood. We had somebody drive by recently that was very, very thankful that we were doing this. Why? Because inside there's mold. There are trees growing through the ground, through the floorboards. The house is dangerous. You have kids right across the street. God forbid some kids get in this building and get hurt. So we've been lucky so far that none of that has happened, but it really is time to knock the house down, and then this could become a tax title possession to the city, and we can sell it for another family who wants to build a beautiful home here on this spot. So we're really excited about that and happy about that. This is the boots on the ground, the stuff that people really care about, that's so important to them. You know, you have a bunch of great neighbors in this neighborhood. They've had to look at this derelict property for a long time, and we're happy to be here today. And everybody gets very excited when you knock down a house or a building, and we're very excited, and I'm ready to see it happen. So we'll do that in a minute or two. I'll bring up Councilor Pelletier to say a few words, because I know he's been all over this project. Councilor Pelletier.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and everybody that's up here. It's a pleasure to be here, but it's a pleasure to see that we can knock some of the buildings down like this one here. I've been chasing this one down at least for 4 years, and there's a few more throughout the city of Fall River. I got one on Freelove Street that I've been chasing down for 3 years. They went up there, they cut the trees. It doesn't make no difference. It's got to get down. I'm hoping that this is a stop for Fall River, and all the properties are blight and got to be knocked down. Knock them down. Make it safer for the people in the area, avoiding fires and everything else. So it's nice to be here. It's nice to see it. Going to come down in a few minutes. This guy here's got all the equipment, he says. He says he can do it in 3 hours. You know what I mean? And the only thing I asked these guys, save me something from this. Mr. Mayor, I wanted the toilet bowl.
Yeah, we've got it.
But you know, I changed my mind after I went in, you know? Just knock it down. Don't save me anything.
Okay.
And good luck to all you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilor. Fire Chief, would you like to say a few words about the public safety here?
As part of the fire department, this is what we call a target problem. And we've been looking at this for years because obviously, anytime you see anything this derelict, there's always a chance that vagrants get inside. Wintertime, they start fires, they get warm, and eventually bad stuff happens. And you see the properties around it are really, really beautiful properties. I happened to live in a neighborhood a few years ago. I remember walking by here so many times and saying, what an eyesore. But what a problem that could be if in the middle of the night it caught fire and the houses are so close over there and they're beautiful properties. So that's always a problem for us, and as part of the fire department, we're happy to see this come down also. So thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Leo. Thank you, Glenn Hathaway, Faust, and thank you, Mike Corey, for knocking this down.
Thank you, Chief. I also want to bring up Faust and Glenn. I asked if Glenn wants to come up. I think Glenn should come up as well. So I'm going to have Glenn come up next, Glenn Hathaway, and then Faust.
Good morning, all. Delighted to be here and delighted to see that this house is going to be knocked down for the benefit of the neighborhood and the city. If it, like the chief said, if it did catch fire, it probably could cost somebody their life. Plus the fact of the contaminants in it going all over the neighborhood. So delighted to see it's coming down and happy to be part of it. On behalf of the mayor, I'd like him to present this gift that we have for a city councilor that had a special request. So I'm going to ask the mayor to present it to the city councilor.
We're taking it out of the bag.
Ah!
See what it is.
You can take it out.
You take it out of the bag?
I
What are you,
cleaned it.
crazy?
It's clean.
Councilor Pelletier has been after me to tear this house down for some time. He's been after the toilet for this house. I couldn't take the toilet, so I took the seat.
What a
I cleaned
trophy,
it up,
man.
and I
Look at
am,
it, huh?
will present it to him.
Wow, geez, guys.
Nice bag.
So,
Give me some sanitizer. Holy
already
good Lord,
sanitized.
Jesus.
It's already sanitized.
Sanitize, all right, thank you.
At this time, I'd like to present the Faust Fiore from Minimum Housing Director, and also somebody that participates in vacant housing with me.
So I'm the guy who comes on after the toilet seat has been presented. As the mayor said, there's been a lot of concern about this house. We've gotten a lot of phone calls. We appreciate the patience of the neighbors. They have been very patient. There's a lot goes into tearing down a house. It's usually kind of a last resort. We try very hard to have houses rehabilitated and to encourage the sale of vacant houses. But there's nothing good about a house like this. So, as has been said, public safety has been improved not only in this neighborhood, but in the city every time a blighted property like this is removed. So, it was a big team effort, the legalities involved. You're seeing the easy part today. There's a lot of hard work before that. I'd like to thank the mayor for his leadership in this, because without that, this didn't happen. So, I don't want to delay anything any longer. I'm as anxious as anyone to see this house finally come down. So this is a happy day for all of us. Thank you.
Well said, Faust. Yeah, exactly. So thank you to everybody that's here. Thank you to everybody that made this possible. We're going to tear down this house. And, again, as has been stated, it's about public safety. We've done this a few other times in the South End, a few other parts of the community. Glenn already has a list of properties that he wants to continue to tear down if, as Faust said, we can't get them rehabilitated. That, of course, is our first option. But if we can't, then this is what happens to them. So be warned, other vacant properties that are out there, this is what happens if you stay as a vacant property. So very important here in the North End to continue to, as the chief said, make sure that these beautiful properties are preserved around it and tear down this house. So let's do it and let's get it done. Okay, guys, thank you, everybody.